Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. In the series of pattern printing, so far we have seen so many patterns. Those patterns includes stars and some of the patterns includes numbers. From this video onwards, we will see some of the patterns which includes alphabets. So as part of that, in this video, we will see how we can actually print this particular pattern. So in order to print this particular pattern, what we will be doing is that I will take a variable rows and I will assign with 5 because we have 5 rows here, right? So for that reason, I am taking these rows as 5. So after that, we have this starting alphabet which is A. So for that reason, I will take the alphabet which is A. So what we will be doing is that we need to convert this alphabet into integer value so that we can keep track of this integer value and generate all of these alphabets. So to convert this alphabet into integer value, we have specific coding formatting, which is we have ASCII codes. What ASCII codes means is that ASCII code defined as American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So these ASCII codes having for every alphabets, we will be converting the alphabet into equivalent unique integer value. So to know what value this particular A is having, we have specific method in Python which is ORD. By using this ORD method, we can know what unique value this particular alphabet is containing. So to do that, I will be using I am assigning this alphabet of ORD A to alpha and I am printing the alpha here. So if I print the alpha, we are getting the value 65. So which means this particular alphabet which is capital A is mapped with this particular integer value which is 65. Let's say if I give some other alphabet, I am giving J here. So if I execute this, we are getting the alpha value as 64, which means this J is mapped with the alphabet which is 64. Like that, for every single alphabet and some of the unique character symbols, we have got these particular ASCII codes. So by using that ASCII codes, now we will be keep track of these alphabets in order to generate this many number of rows here and alphabets here. So now what we will be doing is that we have understood that we are starting with the alphabet which is A. So we are converting this alphabet into equivalent ASCII code and assigning this ASCII code to alpha. So later what we will be doing is that in order to generate these many number of rows here, I will use a for loop. So for I in range. So now what we will be doing is that first we will generate these many number of rows here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So in order to generate those many number of rows, I will be using starting value as 1 and go till the value of rows plus 1. So by using this, we are starting with 1 and going till the value of 5. So by mentioning this rows plus 1, we will be stopped at the value 5 by the functionality of this range. So later what I will be doing is that, so now by using, I will just print the value of I here so that we can able to understand it clearly. So now we are getting the value as what values as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can refer this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the rows. So first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row. Like that we can map that. So now what we need to do is that we have generated these many number of rows which are 5 rows. So now we also need to generate these many number of columns here, right? So for that reason, in order to generate these many number of columns which is here, like this we have 5 columns here, right? So in order to generate those many number of 5 columns for every single row, we have 5 columns, right? So these are repeating. So for that reason, in this for loop I will use one more for loop to generate 5 columns for each row. So for j range. Now I am generating 5 columns for each row. So for that reason, I am starting with 1 and going till the value of rows plus 1. So by starting with 1 going till row plus 1, we will be generating the values from 1 to 5 as like this. We can see I, right? So that is what we will be doing with j also. So now what we need to do is that we need to just print the value of j. I am formatting this a little bit to understand it clearly. So now if I execute this, we can able to see the pattern which is 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 like that we are getting. So I have just did one thing which is I am mentioning this end as a fill space. After that, I am giving a new line here. So in order to generate this particular pattern here. So now what we need to do is that we have got this shape, right? We have got these integer values. Now what we need to do is that we need to get these alphabets, right? So in order to get that alphabets, what I will be doing is that we need to convert this alpha, which is having the value of ASCII values, right? So now I will just print the value of alpha. So we don't get the alphabets, but we will get the numbers here. So now, if I just simply print this alpha, I will get the alpha value for every single number here. So this is not what we wanted. So now what I will be doing is that after completion of this inner for loop, one execution, I will increment this alpha by 1. So now if I execute this, we can able to see 65, 66, 67 like that. These are incrementing, right? So now the only thing we need to do is that we need to convert these numbers into its equivalent character. As we have discussed earlier, every single alphabet having its unique integer values. So for this, we have A, right? You can see here. This is what we have assigned initially. So for B, we have 66. For C, we have 67. So in order to convert these integer values to its equivalent ASCII code, which is alphabets, what we will be doing is that we have a specific method in Python, which is chr. This chr method will convert this particular integer values to its equivalent ASCII codes, which are nothing but the alphabets. Now I am mentioning this alpha inside of this chr method, and now if I execute this, we can able to see the alphabets starting with A going till the value of Y, which is exactly that what we have here. So if you found any difficulty while understanding this, while generating this particular mapping, I sincerely suggest you to watch my previous videos about number pattern printing so that you can able to understand it more clearly. So now what we will be doing is that we will just simply replace this particular A and try with some other value. Let's say I am giving small a here. So now if I execute this, I am getting the this particular values. So like that, we can able to get these particular values by any alphabet that we are giving till this many number of rows. So now what we will be doing is that we will dynamically take input of these rows and print the pattern accordingly. So for that reason, I am using input asking enter a digit. So I will ask, so we need to take integers, right? So we need to take rows here. So for that reason, I am asking input, I am taking the integer input, I am asking enter rows here. I am asking rows. Now, if I execute this, it was asking me to enter rows. Let's say I am giving 3 here. We can see we are getting in this format 3 rows and 3 columns ABC, D, E, F, G, H, I. Like that, we are getting 3 rows and 3 columns. Let's say if I give the value 6, so we can able to see this kind of a pattern which are going till the value z, and we are getting some other special characters here, right? So these special characters are nothing but the ASCII value codes. So for that reason we are getting. After that, you can also observe that we are getting the small alphabets here. So now I hope you can able to understand this logic to generate by any this kind of a pattern by any number given by the user. So now what we will be doing is that the next video we will see how we can actually print this particular pattern. So in this pattern, in the first row we are getting A, in the second row we are getting B. Like that, in every single row we are getting a specific alphabet. So in the next video we will see how we can print this. So to stay updated with my latest videos, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications to all so that whenever I upload any video, you will get the notification. And if you found this video interesting, the like button. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next.